Number 14. Germany's Forgotten Ghost Towns. Before exploring Germany's modern, bustling cities, one might be surprised to discover a different reality. Even within Europe's largest economy, there are towns that have been all but forgotten places where thousands of apartments sit empty, rows of residential blocks stand dark, and entire neighborhoods are gradually vanishing from the map. This phenomenon emerged primarily in the states of former East Germany, following German reunification in 1990. As the economy underwent a transition, many state-owned factories were forced to close, prompting millions of workers to leave their hometowns in search of employment in major cities such as Berlin, Munich, and Hamburg. In just a few decades, many once bustling towns have lost up to half their populations. Apartment complexes built during the East German era have grown quiet, with rows of units left abandoned for years. In some localities, such as Hoyerswerda and Eisenhüttenstadt, authorities have even had to demolish thousands of apartments due to a lack of residents. Many streets that were once teeming with life are now home to only a handful of households, while schools, shops, and public services have closed one by one. These places have become magnets for photographers and urban explorers seeking to capture images of a Germany vastly different from the one typically seen by tourists. Notably, this is not a sign of an economy in decline. On the contrary, Germany's major cities continue to thrive and face a persistent labor shortage. The issue lies in demographic shifts, as young people consistently leave older industrial regions in search of better opportunities. It is precisely this disparity that has created two contrasting pictures: a modern, prosperous, and densely populated Germany in the West, characterized by major urban centers, while in parts of the East, time seems to have stood still amidst rows of deserted buildings. Number 13. The Quiet Sunday. In Germany, Sunday is not just an ordinary day off. In many cities, it is a time when almost all shopping activity comes to a halt. Supermarkets, shopping malls, and most stores are closed, leaving newcomers at risk of running out of food if they forget to shop on Saturday. Only a select few shops, such as those at train stations, airports, gas stations, or tourist areas, are permitted to remain open. This quiet atmosphere extends to residential areas as well. Sunday is generally regarded as a day of rest, so residents are expected to keep noise to a minimum. Activities such as wall drilling, lawn mowing, using loud vacuum cleaners, dragging furniture, or playing loud music can disturb neighbors. In some instances, neighbors might speak to the person directly or report the issue to building management. Many foreigners find this rule overly strict, but for Germans, Sunday marks a clear boundary between work and personal life. It is a time for families to dine together, stroll through parks, go cycling, visit relatives, or pursue personal hobbies. While shopping streets become quieter, parks, lakes, and walking paths teem with activity. The entire country does not grind to a halt. Rather, the pace of life simply shifts to a slower, quieter rhythm. In an economy renowned for productivity and discipline, the near-absolute protection of a day off demonstrates that Germans do not value work alone. They also believe that rest is an essential part of an organized life. Number 12. The Highway Without Limits. Before discussing the strict rules of daily life, there is one thing about Germany that the whole world admires: the Autobahn. The famous highway system where speed limits do not apply on many sections. It is one of the very few places in the world where you can legally drive at speeds exceeding 120 or even 150 miles per hour, provided traffic conditions allow. However, many people mistakenly believe that there are no speed limits anywhere on the Autobahn. In reality, mandatory speed limits do not apply to only about 2/3 of the network. The remaining sections have specific speed limits, particularly near cities, residential areas, construction sites, or accident-prone locations. The German government also recommends that drivers maintain a speed of around 81 miles per hour, even on unrestricted sections of the road. It is worth noting that the Autobahn operates efficiently not because of a lack of rules, but because drivers adhere to them strictly. The leftmost lane is reserved solely for overtaking. After passing, drivers almost always move back to the right lane immediately rather than continuing to drive in the fast lane. Lingering in the left lane for too long may result in vehicles behind you flashing their lights to signal you to move over. Obtaining a driver's license in Germany is no simple matter. The training and testing process often spans several months and includes lessons on night driving, highway driving, and handling emergency situations. The total cost can run into the thousands of euros, making it among the most expensive in Europe. Perhaps that is why, even as vehicles hurtle along at high speeds, the atmosphere on the Autobahn often surprises travelers with its sense of order, composure, and discipline. It is a scene that clearly reflects the German perspective on freedom. You are free to do a great many things, provided you always adhere to the rules. Number 11. A country built on rules. If there is one word that explains almost every aspect of life in Germany, it is Ordnung, times meaning order or tidiness. For many Germans, rules do not exist to complicate life, but rather to ensure that things run fairly and efficiently. This mindset in the activities, from crossing the street to interacting with neighbors. One thing that surprises many visitors is that Germans often patiently wait for the pedestrian green light. Even when the road is completely free of traffic, they believe that rules should be respected at all times, rather than only when someone is watching. A culture of queuing is also strictly observed. Cutting in line or trying to push ahead is generally viewed as disrespectful to those around you. Germans are also renowned for their punctuality. For many appointments, arriving even a few minutes late can be considered impolite. Consequently, many people make a habit of arriving 5 to 10 minutes early to avoid keeping others waiting. Directness is another characteristic trait. Instead of beating around the bush, they tend to speak their minds openly. While this may come across as cold to many foreigners, for Germans, it represents the most honest and respectful form of communication. Furthermore, privacy is highly valued. Germans rarely ask about income, age, or personal matters when first getting to know someone. They also do not typically hug or touch others excessively during an initial meeting. Instead, they opt for a polite handshake and maintain a respectful distance. It is the combination of discipline, punctuality, and respect for personal space that creates a highly orderly society. For Germans, freedom does not mean the liberty to do whatever one pleases. Rather, it entails everyone adhering to shared rules so that all may enjoy a stable and civilized life. Number 10. Why Germany is surprisingly difficult for foreigners. Germany also presents another side that surprises many foreigners. While it is a modern, wealthy nation renowned for its technology, starting a life there can often be far more complicated than anticipated. The first hurdles usually stem from the administrative system. New arrivals must register their address, open a bank account, purchase insurance, and complete a multitude of forms. Many procedures still require physical paperwork, handwritten signatures, and appointments scheduled weeks in advance. Language is also a significant barrier. While English is widely spoken in cities like Berlin, Munich, and Frankfurt, much official correspondence, rental contracts, and government documentation remain available only in German. Even a minor error on a form can result in an application being returned or cause delays of several days. Then there is the competition for rental housing. In major cities, a reasonably priced apartment can attract dozens of applicants. Landlords typically require proof of income, credit history, an employment contract, and a security deposit equivalent to several months' rent. Without a complete dossier, newcomers struggle to get selected. Many visitors are also surprised to find that some small shops, restaurants, and bakeries still prioritize cash payments. On Sundays, Most supermarkets are closed, while trains normally renowned for their punctuality frequently face delays or cancellations. Beyond practical challenges, making friends also takes time. Germans tend to maintain a certain distance upon first meeting and rarely invite strangers into their private lives right away. However, this reserve does not imply unfriendliness. Once the barriers of language, bureaucracy, and cultural differences are overcome, many find Germany to be a stable, safe, and highly livable place. The challenge is that, before enjoying these benefits, foreigners must learn to adapt to a system that does not easily change just to accommodate them. Number 9. Not every German city looks perfect. Germany often appears in travel videos featuring pristine public squares, modern transportation systems, and impeccably preserved neighborhoods. However, once you step outside these tourist hubs, the reality can look quite different. In certain areas of Berlin, Hamburg, Frankfurt, or Cologne, trash, bottles, and food packaging can be found littering the sidewalks, particularly following weekends, festivals, or major events. This phenomenon is often more pronounced around train stations, bus terminals, and neighborhoods with vibrant nightlife. Graffiti covers walls, overpasses, and train carriages. While some of it is regarded as street art, the rest is merely vandalism that makes many areas look run down and chaotic. In Berlin, this gritty aesthetic has even become part of the city's identity, though it can still come as a surprise to first-time visitors to Germany. Urban waste does not originate solely from local residents. Popular tourist spots, beer festivals, street carnivals, and nightlife districts generate vast quantities of plastic cups, glass bottles, and food containers in just a few hours. Although sanitation crews often start work at the crack of dawn, some streets can remain littered for extended periods. Furthermore, homeless people and those sleeping in train stations can be found in many major cities. This is a complex social issue that even a strong economy has yet to fully resolve. However, this does not mean that all German cities are dirty. Most residential areas remain well managed, with regular waste collection and strict enforcement of regulations. Conditions vary depending on the specific area and time. Beneath their renowned image of orderliness, German cities still grapple with the typical challenges of major urban centers: overcrowding, litter, graffiti, and social disparities. Number 8. The world's most organized recycling system. After seeing a few less than perfect street corners, many people might be surprised to learn that Germany boasts one of the world's most efficient recycling systems. Here, sorting waste is not merely encouraged. It has become an integral part of daily life. Most households have various bins designated for paper, plastic and metal packaging, organic waste, glass, and general household waste. Simply placing the wrong type of waste in the wrong bin can lead to a reminder from neighbors or, in some cases, a refusal of collection. One of the most well-known systems is Times Fand, a deposit refund scheme for bottles and cans. When purchasing soft drinks, beer, or various other beverages, consumers pay an additional fee, ranging from a few cents to 25 cents per bottle, This amount is refunded when the containers are returned to automated collection machines found in most supermarkets. Users simply insert each bottle into the machine. The system scans the barcode, verifies the packaging type, and prints a voucher that can be redeemed for cash or used to deduct the amount directly from their shopping bill. Thanks to this system, it is very rare to see plastic bottles or beverage cans discarded haphazardly on the streets. Even if someone leaves a can behind, others will often pick it up to redeem it for cash. For some homeless individuals or scrap collectors, gathering bottles daily can even become a small, yet steady source of income. Recycling in Germany extends to items such as used clothing, spent batteries, electronic devices, and even post-Christmas trees. Each category has its own designated collection point rather than simply being sent to a landfill. This system not only helps reduce waste, but also fosters responsible consumption habits from an early age. For Germans, environmental protection does not begin with grand campaigns, but rather with the simple act of placing the right item in the right bin every day. Number 7. A country that loves bread more than rice. While rice is an indispensable part of every meal in many Asian countries, bread is the staple food in Germany. The country boasts over 3,000 officially registered varieties of bread, so many, in fact, that there is even a research institute dedicated to documenting and preserving them, as well as selecting the bread of the year. In 2014, the traditional German art of bread making was recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage. Germans eat bread at almost any time of day. Breakfast typically consists of fresh bread, served with butter, cheese, cold cuts, or fruit jam. For dinner, many families still opt for bread instead of hot dishes. There is even a widely known concept called times Abendbrot, literally meaning evening bread. This is a habit that has persisted for generations and remains common in many families today. Alongside bread, there is an equally diverse world of sausages. Germany boasts around 1,500 varieties, with each region possessing its own unique recipe. Bratwurst is grilled over charcoal and sold at outdoor markets. Weisswurst is a famous white sausage from Bavaria, typically enjoyed in the morning with sweet mustard. Meanwhile, currywurst sliced sausage, topped with tomato sauce and curry powder, has become one of Berlin's iconic street foods. Interestingly, the most popular fast food in Germany does not actually originate there. Developed by the Turkish community, the doner kebab has become a familiar favorite for millions of people. Today, many Germans eat doner more frequently than hamburgers or traditional sausages. From family-run bakeries opening at the crack of dawn to sausage stalls at Christmas markets, German cuisine reflects the country's own history. It is shaped not only by long-standing traditions, but also by the cultural fusion of the millions who have made Germany their home. Perhaps that is why every loaf of bread or sausage here tells a story far richer than its humble appearance suggests. Number 6. A country that never forgot its history. Few countries in the world confront their past the way Germany does. Instead of attempting to erase the painful memories of the 20th century, Germans choose to preserve them as a reminder for future generations. This is most palpable in Berlin, where history remains present amidst the rhythm of modern life. For nearly 3 decades, the Berlin Wall divided the city into two vastly different worlds, separating families, friends, and millions of people. Although the wall fell in 1989, many sections have been preserved to this day. At the East Side Gallery, a surviving stretch of the wall over a mile long has become the world's largest open-air art gallery, where hundreds of murals tell stories of freedom, division, and hope. Not far away stands the Brandenburg Gate, a symbol of a unified Germany. Once situated in no man's land during the Cold War, it has now become a meeting point for locals and visitors from all over the world. Perhaps the most striking structure is the Memorial to the Murdered Jews of Europe. More than 2,700 gray concrete blocks of varying heights form a vast labyrinth right in the heart of the capital. There are no grand monuments or slogans, only a silent space for personal reflection on one of the darkest chapters in human history. This same spirit is evident in many other cities. Dresden was rebuilt after being virtually leveled during World War II, yet many blackened stones from the original structures were retained during reconstruction as a reminder of the past. For Germans, history is not something to be concealed. They believe that a nation can only move forward by honestly confronting its past. It is this mindset that has shaped a modern Germany, one that never forgets the lessons that defined it. Number 5. Castles, fairy tales, and forgotten kingdoms. While Berlin tells the story of modern Germany, its castles and historic towns transport visitors back centuries. Before becoming a unified nation in 1871, the region was divided into hundreds of independent kingdoms, duchies, and city-states. Each built fortresses, palaces, and fortified towns to protect its territory. This long history of fragmentation has left Germany with over 20,000 castles, palaces, and fortress ruins, more than almost any other European country. The most famous among them is Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria. Built in the late 19th century by order of King Ludwig II, this white-towered castle perched on a mountainside served as the inspiration for Disney's iconic castle. Every year, millions of visitors from around the world flock here to admire a setting that looks as if it were plucked straight from a fairy tale. Beyond its magnificent castles, Germany boasts hundreds of medieval towns that have been preserved almost entirely intact. Rothenburg ob der Tauber is one of the most famous examples. With its cobblestone streets, ancient walls, watchtowers, and colorful half-timbered houses, the town has remained virtually unchanged for centuries. In winter, the town is illuminated by traditional Christmas markets, creating a scene straight out of a fairy tale. Further south lies the Black Forest, the renowned woodland that inspired many tales by the Brothers Grimm, such as Time's Hansel and Gretel Times and Time's Little Red Riding Hood. Its dense forests, small villages, and winding roads have helped shape the image of a mystical Germany in the imaginations of generations. Amidst modern cities featuring high-speed trains and high-tech factories, Germany preserves the vestiges of ancient kingdoms. It is this blend of history, architecture, and legend that gives the country a unique beauty, a place where the past and present coexist. Number 4. Festivals beyond Oktoberfest. When it comes to festivals in Germany, most people immediately think of Oktoberfest. Every year, over 6 million visitors flock to Munich to enjoy beer, traditional cuisine, and a lively atmosphere that lasts for more than 2 weeks. However, Oktoberfest represents only a small fraction of the country's festival culture. In reality, Germany hosts major events, attracting millions of participants almost every month of the year. In winter, thousands of Christmas markets spring up across the country. Historic squares are adorned with millions of lights, while wooden stalls offer handicrafts, gingerbread, grilled sausages, and cups of times. Glühwein times a hot mulled wine infused with cinnamon and signature spices. Many of these markets have existed for centuries and have become an integral part of the festive season in Germany. For a more lively atmosphere, the Carnival in Cologne is one of Europe's largest street festivals. During this time, hundreds of thousands of people dress up as a wide array of characters, joining massive parades and singing and dancing in the streets. Locals even refer to it as the fifth season, as the festival has a profound impact on the city's cultural life. Germany is also renowned for small festivals that embody distinct regional character. From wine festivals along the Rhine Valley and the Onion Market in Weimar to the autumn markets and harvest festivals held in villages, each locality has its own unique way of preserving its traditions. Interestingly, despite their massive scale, most of these festivals are organized in an orderly fashion. Public transport runs continuously, while teams of volunteers and sanitation staff stand ready to ensure a swift return to normalcy once the event concludes. Perhaps this is a hallmark of Germany, the ability to host vibrant celebrations attended by millions, while maintaining the orderliness and discipline that have become integral to the nation's identity. Number 3. Lakes at the foot of the Alps. In southern Germany, where the Alps run along the border with Austria, lies a region boasting some of the country's most beautiful mountain lakes. Formed by ancient glacial activity, these lakes are nestled among towering peaks, pine forests, and small Bavarian villages. Unlike crowded urban resorts, the Alpine Lake region is a favorite destination for locals seeking to hike, cycle, boat, and relax on weekends. The most famous is Königssee, Located within Berchtesgaden National Park, the lake stretches between steep cliffs, featuring a narrow, fjord-like shape and reaching a depth of approximately 192 meters. To minimize noise and pollution, passenger transport on the lake relies primarily on electric boats. During the journey, the boat often pauses in the middle of the lake so the operator can play a trumpet, creating echoes that reverberate off the surrounding cliffs. The most renowned stop is the pilgrimage church of St. Bartholomew, distinguished by its red domes, and situated right at the water's edge. Near Garmisch-Partenkirchen lies Lake Eibsee, situated right at the foot of the Zugspitze, Germany's highest peak. The lake features clear water, numerous small bays, and tree-covered islands. In summer, visitors can swim, go boating, or hike around the lake. In winter, snow blankets the mountain slopes, creating a completely different landscape. In addition, the Alpine foothills are home to Tegernsee, Walchensee, Staffelsee, and numerous smaller lakes. Some are ideal for kayaking and diving, while the larger ones offer opportunities for sailing or sunbathing. These alpine lakes demonstrate that Germany's natural beauty extends far beyond the Black Forest or the Rhine River. Just a few hours away from major cities, the landscape transforms into towering mountains, blue waters, and Bavarian communities that maintain a lifestyle deeply connected to nature. Number 2. Europe's economic giant. Beyond the ancient castles, traditional festivals, and strict rules lies the reality that has made Germany Europe's largest economy. It is home to a world-leading manufacturing sector, renowned for quality, precision, and innovation. From automobiles, machinery, and medical equipment to chemicals and renewable energy, products bearing the Made in Germany label have long been symbols of reliability. Germany is home to many global corporations such as BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, Porsche, Siemens, Bosch, and Adidas. However, few people realize that the country's economy does not rely solely on these famous brands. Thousands of small and medium-sized enterprises, often referred to as the Times Mittelstand Times, actually form the backbone of the German economy. Many of these companies are world leaders in highly specialized fields, ranging from the manufacture of machine tools and medical equipment to industrial components, names that most consumers have never even heard of. Another factor contributing to Germany's strength is its vocational training system. Instead of all students attending university, many opt for programs that combine classroom instruction with practical experience at companies. Students learn theory while earning a wage during their internships, allowing them to quickly acquire professional skills and meet the specific demands of the labor market. This model has enabled Germany to maintain a high-quality technical workforce for decades. Number 1. The German lifestyle. Beyond its history, culture, and economy, what often leaves the most lasting impression on people about Germany is the way Germans live their daily lives. At first glance, they can appear rather reserved and undemonstrative. Germans rarely strike up conversations with strangers on public transport, nor do they have the habit of smiling at or greeting everyone they encounter, as is common in some other countries. To many visitors, this can initially give the impression that Germans are unfriendly. The reality is quite different. Germans simply respect others' personal space. They do not wish to disturb those around them with unnecessary conversation. However, once friendships are formed, the bonds tend to be strong and reliable. They value honesty over pleasantries, so they may sometimes offer very direct feedback rather than beating around the bush. A very important concept in German culture is time's Feierabend, time's the time after the workday ends. Upon leaving the office, many people almost completely disconnect from work-related tasks. Sending emails or making calls outside of working hours is discouraged, and weekends are typically reserved for family, friends, or personal activities. For Germans, hard work is crucial, but rest is equally important. Community life plays a significant role in German society. Across the country, There are hundreds of thousands of Fairytales clubs catering to a wide range of interests such as soccer, hiking, music, gardening, chess, and volunteering. These clubs serve as places where people meet, make friends, and forge bonds with their local communities across generations.